Step number 1, you want to make sure that you prime your eyelashes with the mascara in order to blend your false lash that you're going to put on. So what I usually do first is I put on a couple of coats of mascara in order to be able to catch all the fallout that came from my eyeshadow. So if you would like to use this product, it is called Max Zoom Lash Mascara, and this is the Zoom Black A21. So in step 1, you want to take out your applicator and apply it to your eyelash. One of the tricks that I've learned from going to the MAC counter a million times is that you should look up and roll your brush. So now we're going to go in smooth motions, just about 2 coats. You don't want to look like Tammy Faye. You don't want to look like Tammy Faye, ladies. Okay, let's go ahead. And then I'm going to go ahead and coat the bottom lash with 2 coats of eyeshadow. Then I'm gonna coat the bottom lash with 2 coats of mascara. And then we are all set and primed, ready to go for eyelash. Step number 2. You want to make sure that you buy a lash that you feel comfortable with, but also, ladies, you don't want to do something that's too outrageous. So what you can do is you can play with a couple lashes. What I recommend is take you about $10 and go to your favorite beauty supply, CVS, Walmart, or if you want to go on the more expensive side, and my favorite store, which is the MAC store, you can go on the counter and take a couple of 10, because it's $10 per lash, to be able to do different looks that you want to accomplish. Today we're going for a more natural look that just enhances the eyelashes that you already have there. So the type of eyelashes that I'll be using today is a type that I use all the time. It is a strip lash, and it is called Ardell's Fashion Lash, and it is Demi 102. Ladies, we already completed step number 1 by priming our eyelash with the MAC mascara. Now we've actually opened up the packaging of our 102 Demi eyelashes. So the next step, which is really important, is actually taking the lashes off the tray. Word of caution, nobody told me this. They should have told me this. You have to be extremely careful from taking this out of the tray. You can rip your lashes, or you can actually cause them to bunch up and lose their feathering. So one of the things I like to do is I start at the end. And some of you probably will say, why don't you use tweezers? Well, I've used tweezers before and I broke my lashes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from the end of the lash. I bend the tray, and all I do is simply lift up and gently pull off. And now we have our lash. One of the next steps is that I really like to do, which helps with this look and then making it look natural and making it look fun, is I use liquid black eyeliner. Now you can use a regular eyeliner. I really just found this whatever you learned on. I learned off of a liquid eyeliner, so you can use it. This is TG's Black Patent Liquid Eyeliner. I love this eyeliner for a couple of different reasons. I love the tubing, I love the packaging, and I also love the point. So it gives you a nice rounded point. And it actually helps you to direct the points. I'm going to go ahead and place a winged eyeline on my eye because I'm going to mask the look of the eyelash. This helps it to be natural and both looking, it adds a little extra flair. So the wider the wing, the more dramatic you would like it to be. The less of the wing, the more natural it will look. So we're gonna go for a little bit of a dramatic look. So I'm gonna go ahead and wing my eyelid. I'm gonna go ahead and wing my eyelid. So what I do is I usually pull here. And I'm gonna start right here so the next step I'm gonna do is go ahead and apply this eyeliner, and I'm just gonna start right here in the tip and continue through. Now you don't have to be perfect. The line doesn't have to be perfect, and you're just trying to get some coverage. Take your time. If you mess up, it's okay. You can just continue to wing. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this all the way out and wing it right here so we can get that little wing effect. I'm gonna clean up. The reason why I love using liquid is that you can actually clean up any types of mess ups that you had from the applicator. And now you're all set to go. You're gonna let this dry for about 30 seconds. So ladies, the next step of what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually take this eyelash and place glue. Now the glue that I'm using is my ride or die glue. I love this glue so much. It is called Lash Grip. Now some ladies say, well, do you want the white kind or do you want the black kind? And I always stick with the black kind because it actually helps me if I make any type of mistakes. But if you have a lighter skin tone, you probably want to go with the clear surgical adhesive. Do not, and I repeat, ladies, do not use the hair weaving bonding glue. That is so dangerous. This is only $3 at CVS. So take it from the Holy Princess Diva. I want to save your eye and I don't want to be praying for you in the hospital. Use the Lash Grip adhesive. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let you see this. We're going to go ahead and apply a slab of glue all the way across. Now you want it, I left this cap open on purpose because I wanted to get a little tacky and I want the glue to actually I want the glue to actually dry a little bit before I apply it. That way it can stick all throughout the day. So as you can see, I'm not being perfect about this, but I'm also trying to be careful. So the next step that you want to do is you want to wait 30 seconds in order for this to dry. So usually I will do something different or sing or blow on it, and just be careful about blowing on it too. I've blown on it and blown it right off my fingers. So you want to make sure you wait 30 seconds in order for it to get tacky. So you want, if you're using the gray, you want it to get a little darker. So right here is very wet and not ready to, excuse me, right now it's really wet and it's unable to go on my eyelash. So then you ask me, Lisa, why does that matter? Why do I care when I put on the eyelash? Well, if you put the eyelash on when it's very wet and it's still gluey, as soon as you blink your eye, it's gonna come off and it's not even gonna stick because the glue hasn't had a chance to actually be finished. So one of the tricks that I do is I usually take a little blob of my glue on my hand the same time that I do my eyelash. I wait until I can kind of feel this get tacky, and once it gets tacky, that's a good way for me to be able to know when it's time to actually put on the lash. So I still continue to do a test until I start to see it actually coming on. So now is the waiting game. Thing I do want to mention, ladies, is that I have an incredibly big eye. So if you see this eyelash, you want it to be pretty much from the corner of your eyelid all the way to the base right here. If this is longer than your space allows, you can take your scissors and cut into the natural parts of your lashes to fit your eyelash. You do want to make sure they fit because we do want to avoid looking like Tammy Faye, unless that's your thing. But if it's not, you want to go ahead and be focused. So now, ladies, our eyelash glue is all dry and all set to apply. So what we're gonna do is, this is the key. Some people use pliers, Lord have mercy. Some people use tweezers. Some people use the eyelash applicator that you can push up there. I've learned that with a steady hand and a lot of practice, just to use my fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take the eyelash, close it right here, pull it just a little bit, and all I'm gonna do is place the eyelash right on top of the natural. And then what I'm gonna do is close my eye and keep just gently patting it until it gets to the area of being complete. And you will have to play with this. This is not a perfect moment. And then you are finished and now you are finished with the application of your lash. So now we're gonna go ahead and do some cleanup, because as I can definitely see, you're gonna go ahead and go back over it with your MAC Lash Zoom and just blend. And don't be afraid, the more dramatic you want it to do, the heavier the mascara. And you want to give it still time to dry, so there still might be a little bit of lifting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now finish up this look, put some eyeliner underneath these eyes and glam it up. And I hope you like the ending shots of this look. Thank you for watching. Hi ladies, this is your girl Lisa. I'm coming at you today, and my nickname is the Holy Princess Diva. That nickname was given to me about 7 years ago from my god brother, whose beautiful shop that I'm in today. And so I want to talk to you why they call me Diva. Diva stands for, usually in the Webster Dictionary, as a goddess. I do not believe in that. I believe that I have been called to be a D-I-V-A, which is diva, divinely inspired and virtuously anointed and able for greatness in Jesus Christ. See, I just want to let you know my story. I am not a makeup artist in the least. I just love makeup, and I love makeup to be exact. Also, God gave me an opportunity and gave me a vision to come up with Church Girls Rock. And as you see Church Girls Rock, this is a movement of women who have been blessed for beauty from the inside out. I want to tell you my story. 3 years ago, even this week, I lost my son to a stillborn pregnancy. It was the most hurtful thing that I could ever experience. But God used this experience to help me to see that He had beauty for me from the inside out. So after losing a son, I really didn't feel like putting on makeup, making myself beautiful. But then I began to regain the joy of the Lord as my strength. And He gave me and traded for me my ashes for beauty, my tears for joy, and my sorrow for a purpose. And so though you are learning how to apply your eyelash, please know that it's so much more than that. So please support me. If you would like to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter name is Second Chance Diva at Twitter. Also, you can follow me on Facebook. It's Lisa Harrell. You can also follow and like us on our page, which is Second Chance Outreach Deliverance Ministries. Or you can follow us on Keek. You can follow us on Instagram, and I'm called Holy Princess Diva there. I hope you decide to subscribe, and I hope that you are blessed by this time. But just remember, it is not ever about the beauty on the inside, but it's on the beauty from the inside out.